This was the vision, you guys. When we talk about it all coming together, everything just making sense, that perfect set of wheels for the car that you are building, the ones that you have always dreamt about. This is that moment. This is that setup. I'm beyond excited to show you guys my new setup for the 135, the 1M clone. These are the BBS E88s. I have obsessed over a set of these wheels for this car for years, and I finally got the opportunity to own a set of them, and I am beyond excited. Just wait till I pop the hood, you guys, and show you all of the silver with the silver wheels. This setup is just, oh my God, it's so good. It's so clean and simple and classy. I love the dish, I love the color. It just turned out so freaking good, man. So let's take a look up close. We'll talk about the specifications, where I got them, some of my other thoughts with this setup, and some things that I will probably be changing in the future. All right, so you guys know I don't like to keep you guys waiting when it comes to wheel reveals. I just hop right into it. But dude, these are the silver with polished lips E88s in 18-inch. It's a 9.5 in the front and a 10.5 in the rear. These are actually an F8X spec wheel, but when it comes to these wheels, if you guys know anything about the market on the E88s right now, beggars really cannot be choosers. I came across a really good opportunity to own these wheels, and I figured if I was going to buy them, it would be nice to have a set that I could run on all of my generation of cars that I prefer. So these will fit this car, obviously, my E92 M3, as well as the F82 M4 or any F80 car in general. These are actually off of an F87 M2 competition, but I think the silver on silver with the polished lip against the black is just so classy. I love the way that this looks against the black. It's super simple. It's not too flashy, not too gaudy. It just screams motorsport. So for tires, I ended up going with the Bridgestone Potenzas RE71 RSs. Now for the sizes, I did something a little bit different. I went with a 255/35/18 in the front and a 275/35/18 in the rear. I think when it comes to the rear, this setup, I nailed it. Like, it's perfect. I love the way that it sits. I love the meat on the tires. It's just chunky enough. Fits the wheel well, really, really well. The front, I tried to go a little bit smaller because I was rubbing with the 265/35s on my R888Rs. But all of these tires are just a little bit different depending on the brand and the model. The R888Rs are very squared off, whereas these ones have a bit more of a curve to them on the sidewall, more similar to that of like a Michelin PS4S or a Cup 2 tire. So on really big bumps with the 265s, I would rub inside of here, and I just wanted to avoid rubbing at all costs, so I went with a 255. However, looking at the tire now, I think I'm gonna bump it back up to a 265 because this tire isn't as squared off as the R888R, and I can fit a bit more meat up front. I would like these to match a little bit more. It's minor, like very, very, very minor, but I think that we can fit a bit more tire up front, and that's just gonna even things out. That's really my only gripe about this setup. Outside of that, I nailed it. It looks extremely good. I love the way way that this is set up right now. And the fact that I can switch these between all of my cars is just perfect. So I pretty much knew right away that I wanted to go with the silver and the polished lip. I do really like the gold with the polished lip, and I kind of want to run those on the M3. Think of the M3 right now, the gold brakes, the titanium silver goldish wrap. I really think that that gold with polished lip would look super good on that car. But again, these would look good on that car too. The thing with silver wheels like this, they sort of look good on everything. Like you could throw this wheel set right here on any car and they're going to look really, really classy and good. Love me some black wheels, you guys, but I definitely wanted to do something a bit more classic this time around, and I'm so happy that I went with this setup. I mean, I already knew that I was gonna go with this setup. I have been fantasizing about these wheels on this car for a very, very long time. Like since the beginning of this build, I knew that at some point when I had the resources and I could find a set of these wheels for this car, I was going to jump on it. And honestly, things just sort of worked out and the timing was perfect. Shout out to Vlad over in California. He was selling a set of these. They were basically brand new. He had them on his car, but he wanted to go up to a 19, so he was willing to get rid of these for a very, very fair price. And yeah, I don't know, man. I just think that this is checkmate for me. Outside of doing the metal quarters and the carbon roof, like this car is just so sick, dude. It's so good the way it is. And the saying is true over and over again, you guys. When it comes to these builds, good builds do take time. This car is going to look extremely good once I finish up my new suspension and the new brakes that I'm putting on. Right now with the 135 brakes against the E88s, I mean, it's nothing horrible, but it doesn't look as good as it could look. There's definitely a lot of room in there. So the new brake setup will look fantastic with this wheel setup. But I don't know, you guys tell me, is this the setup for you? Do you think that we killed it with this one? I mean, there's really only so many great wheels that you can do on this car. And I know a lot of people run E88s and LMs, BBSs in general, but I've never owned a set of BBSs. This is my first official set of BBSs and E88s, and this is exactly what I wanted. This was the vision all along, man, and I really don't have anything bad to say about it. I think they just look so freaking sick on this car. I'm still trying to get used to it. Another thing that I really like about this setup, as you guys know, I've been focusing a lot of my time in the engine bay lately, and I've been changing some things up from the all black setup that I had, turning a lot more of those things into silver or titanium, and it's really starting to come together with the wheels. Like, I just love the way that this whole thing looks together with the silver and the polished pieces, the polished and the silver wheels. Like, it's just so cohesive throughout the entire build. That part of it was not planned. Like, that just started happening over time, and I really liked the idea of the car being black and everything else sort of just being silver. So when it came to the wheels, I was like, naturally, this has gotta look just super tough with all of the silver parts that I have in there, combining it with the polished lip and the silver wheel. It's just, I don't know, man. I truly think that this car is nearing perfection. There are a few little things that I want to change. I do want to get the Euro headlights. I do want to do the carbon roof. I do want to put on the metal rear quarters, and then of course my subframe and suspension and brakes, but we're almost there. I mean, unless something happens to this motor in the future, I really don't have anything that I want to change out with the car. It's just so freaking good, man. Like, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. The car and the work and the build sort of speaks for itself at this point. Like, let's be real. Like, I could sit here and ramble on and on about how I like silver against black, but I don't know. You guys get the vibe. I think it looks so fucking good, man. I think I knocked it out of the park. I will pat myself on the back for this one because I've worked super hard to find these wheels, finish this car up, and bring this dream together, this idea of what I wanted this car to look like. And I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm like almost there. You know what I mean? It's a great feeling to know that ultimately this was the goal all along for this car, and to see it finally coming together and like almost being to the point where I'm cool, I'm good with it. Now I can just sort of sit back and enjoy the fruits of my labor. It's a great feeling, man. It's definitely not a feeling that many car guys have, because we always are looking to change things and make cars better, but I finally feel like I'm getting closer and closer to that point. Anyways, I just wanted to share my new wheel setup with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I cannot get over it. It's just so fucking good. But you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching and supporting all of the videos. If you want to further support the channel, there will be merchandise linked down below. But I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.